OKFM 101.7.
Na yeni orua andi Kankam wo editor ma informa de obokrata no yeni ni fan komo hyehyɛ so na ve yenhwɛ ensem ba akom ni mienu bi a epiepie mu enso de eba mi wadi Kankam me mo cha no pɛyi
Kwame mejoso
na bɔkɔ de
Kwame obuade adaroma munam ye afida na de bema no aka me aka
ebeyi na mamemrai yeti say yewura Sam George minister say radio stations bi o man mu a o ma flout NCA regulations no bi okra o renew o license no enti yatum Excellency John Dramani Mahama eti ya na was say one moratorium of 30 days o mo fam regularize niema san komo yi se wote na de compare emre bi atwam sabre no MPP abanso na maame eslewusu ewa yimu a obetwamu a mebi no hokro ade a kyese adwumayefo eho no nyina mini konfa so didi ye radio gold ni de keke ka ho nyina beto wo se kwa me despite one ni ye fine pass o ebeto hello FM beto okayfm nyina ene de esine yi a your thoughts on that?
Kwame me da se ani dio machiati ofo nyina Kwame ya me say unim my relationship with Radio Gold, and at the time 2017 now I'm two radio stations no including Radio Gold no I spoke on your network. Kwame, I don't support those infractions to be caused. When you fall foul of the law, you should be punished. I think at the time now, I'm closing Radio Gold. I said, listen, why should you sit down if you know what you are supposed to do? Now, Kwame, and for me, when you cause those infractions, I wouldn't himself say we call renew license. Kwame, driving license here, they cover. Say, wow, a so-called renew. And you want to renew now police what you are. What is the problem? I will not cry more than the bereaved. That is the only way we can build a better Ghana, a well-developed Ghana, a disciplined society. I should tell you that people are not disciplined. They take things for granted. So no, I'm going to say, radio stations be necessary. Omoko renew omo license, omanya. Masa, when you breach the law, you must be made.
OKFM 101.7.
So maybe omutu munanya mwanwa because you see and batakari abati hu kram papa and radio stations see the brave politicians ni na so. And when you are supposed to do the right thing, because the NCA is there to regulate the activities of these radio stations. What they are smart mechanical. The NCA is there. And more natural. And if you listen to the sector minister, some of the radio stations were written to as far back last year, October, in Nasipo. In the other now, by change, Kwame, and you be a comedy war. Over the chance of being back country of Kokodi. Kwame, and then every morning, every dawn, you wake up, sit on OKFM, educate, entertain, and inform Ghanaians, you and your team. Isaac Nyobia. Do you wait for somebody to come and tell you, say, Kwame, and say, oh, sorry, Kwajuma?
Daddy.
So, Kwame, for me, I don't see anything wrong with it, though. So, Minister, you go for Amutukwa Ekoba, and I'm so, Uko America, Uko here, a very disciplined society. So, why don't we also start a discipline from here, Ghana? We should also imbibe that. That is the only way we can develop. Yes, Omampenia Mamu, that reprieve, Obibeka said that clemency, and Kamen Ami Omampenia Mamu. I won't do it. I will not endorse lawlessness. I won't endorse lawlessness. Yes. Why, yeah? Fine. But I will not endorse lawlessness. Not so Jai. Now, you see, or NCA, this is a body very independent. No one punishing Crawford. Say one crown called renew license. Into yeah, na penalty be even crowd koko ya penalty be or what ya so that it should be one chain ma NCA remind you say brother renew license by your way then we take this for granted because we are quick to play politics with everything. That is why Ghana we find ourselves in this situation. They catch your kwame. Bibia when it comes to crime, and our MPP, and our CPP, and our NDC, we leave the substance. Huh? Obi chain, and they are NDC about power. Obi a chain after getting or targeting assassin or baby. Assassin or ABI, and we say for this wetlands, Ramsar side be, Mr. Maba power, Mr. Wako Shiwa, Nina for. Kwame, I buy. I will not endorse that.
okayfm 101.7
showing his magnanimity and whatever. But the Papa would made good dear. They should have let the regulator punish these people so that tomorrow they will do the right thing. Kwame, that is the way we can build a better Ghana, a very disciplined society. So, on that score, that is my. Let me take one more.
Yeah, right. Special prosecutor. Wane owura kenoforiata se yaka say kra say no. Omina to Interpol alert. De ekoba nyina eto say.
Alright.
Yeah, Msani.
Special prosecutor ne de. Yeah, me say Kwame before Besha in Komoyashi no. Ya me say obi anka say Yewura Nana ya Kenneth Oforiata or Kronfu ana wako yeska o. Last week Yewura Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe ye friend Napo. Also they listen as a politician, public office holder, accountability awaits you. A day will come as I said, you go and account for your stewardship. And the asset deputy attorney general, Dr. Samsai, also many people have been called, former appointees have been called to go and they've been called and questioned regarding their activities during their tenure of office in their respective ministries, agencies, departments, and what have you, by the NIB, by Yoko and other intelligence body, the new Intelligence and Security Act, right? So, also the Oma interviewing Crawford, Oma Masa, for the fact that or holding public office, no, na abambiba, na biya muso mu yenhwehwemu, bra, omoto safro, come assist us, come and explain to us. That doesn't mean say what we are confused. But I will say about the office of the special prosecutor, and Yewura Kenoforiata, the former finance minister, in Sensemna, let me say Yewura Kenoforiata no, he wasn't transparent enough to the office. To the sense, say some people are beginning to question, say, the office is even being lenient with him. But I shall say, Nansen ya it's over June 2 year it's over at 1:30 p.m. It's over. One ma. Unknown to the special prosecutor. Later was
okayfm 101.7
13th June. So it was written 13th May. So why should his team and then his lawyers, the people who are handling his case, those who are mediating between him and the office, wait until 28 before Omuchiro letter special prosecutor. When that medical report was released on the 13th of May. So Kwame, you see that is a correspondence. People are not helping him. And you be giving the yam say post na oh yeah member way experiment me ma member experiment me ma no I say the special prosecutor the NIB and that of Yoko they trigger that extradition I mean we say process to get him here for him to answer questions from day one time at the office of the OSP investigating everything is so and now one Kwame media when it comes to people's health in a city or the family grow. That is why to some extent it was unfortunate that I mean his medical records was being played all over. It's not the right thing to do. Kwame Obia Yareo a trebi and now will be a trebi. So and in fact the special prosecutor himself he said that Baker said no. Obi yari awo yari it's your money time omo na omo kan ye ni team ni lawyers can say oh at this day obe we surgery obeba in fact then it turns out say oh mu pese mo ye no we say hide and seek this you know nobody will be happy and I think Ghanaians are not happy given the posture and so far the way they were Nufuriata were conducting and to some extent I would say
but in a case where say or you're indisposed, was say one crowd because session or surgery, one more date, the doctor for the lawyer for truck crata, the special prosecutor, actually baby or Mayo Clinic, our coins animina, and put it to rest all the halabaloo equity.
Kwame, my main country now. I was the latest and the lawyers for latest now, Muso or Modiba, you know. I think that two letters I have it in my possession. Respectfully, let me just for the purposes of education in assist for your listeners, you know, let me just take the opportunity now and share. Some letters were written. The doctors, you know, hospital now, you know, they wrote 13th and now Baba 13th of Bayer surgery now we in as it was 13th May. And America say at day na in Crawford train at the time now more we send ma mono Oman tram and now man forward immediately to the office to the OSP. I will ya some few days to the June 2nd deadline now man say appear before the office and I will let no call. The May 28th, Kwame Wajo, a letter was released on the 13th May. You wait until 28th, then you release the letter to the office. You write to the office. Ada so Omusa Kayo, Omusa Ankawo, you don't know. So, Kwame, Ankayawa, you will not be happy the way you're being treated. You see, what investigations, when you are fighting corruption like we have said, corruption will fight you back. Corruption will fight you back. And it's very frustrating when you are investigating suspects and the people are not cooperating. Sometimes within, people will not be helping the office. People can sabotage you within. Leaking sensitive information to the opponent and our victims and our suspects, you know, in a safe war. Kwame, all these things come to play. So I think, sir, Kwame and Papa Mua, we are all trying to protect the public place. And Kwame, I have stated over and over, and let me maintain this morning again, that when it comes to corruption, and there is an overwhelming evidence against public office holders, Kwame, including my siblings, including you, Kwame and Isaac, I will not support you. I will not support you. When there is evidence, I will not go to court. I will prosecute you. Master, I will never support you. Kwame, because one, corruption, no. Names that say in Crawford, you must have more man sikam and basa. Kwame, I mean the ramifications, the consequences on the development of this country. 21st century, Kwame, we cannot boast of solid educational infrastructure. Our little brothers and sisters are still sitting on the bed floor. People are drinking, very bad water, polluted water with animals. Is that a Ghana we want to build? So when it comes to corruption, I think, sir, we should all put our shoulders to the hill, help the institutions of state to let me say, fight this menace, the canker. The canker is eating deep into the fabric of society, and one also killing this country in terms of resources. Because when you steal from the state, you are depriving others, the opportunity to develop and bring out their best. One, someone to go to school dying, someone can go see hospital, Kwame, you know what you have caused the people because of your you just want to satisfy your whims and caprices. Others should suffer. Kwame, I will not support it today. I will not support it tomorrow. The only thing that I will fight and always urge the state intelligence or anti-graft institution is say, listen, they shouldn't persecute. When you don't have evidence, don't go and persecute anybody in the name of political vendetta. But when there is overwhelming evidence to that effect, don't do consider quarter. Kwame, I have no problem. Kwame, what is even refreshing is that we have the plea bargaining agreement. And then, out of the dinner, there is this opportunity for you to go and plea bargain with the Attorney General's department. Even your OSP recently, the OSP has recovered some large sum of money for the state, and I believe in the recovery. Custodial sentence, no. In the extreme cases, fine. When you are not cooperating, when you don't want to, go for plea bargaining. Because I think that the money should be recovered and used for the development of this country. So you recover the canal, maybe and Crawford act of investigation from Muhammad here to say, I'll bring the money. I think that the focus as we try to investigate former officials of state, the focus should be the recovery. And those who will be found guilty, those who will be found culpable after painstaking investigations should also try to enter some plea bargaining agreement and so that, Kwame, we will recover the money for the development of this country. Very simple. Kwame, that does not mean the corruption fight is limited to former appointees of government. No. It's not limited to them. Recently I heard the chairman of the NDC saying, hey, you appointees of government, current administration, you will not be spared, though. You will not be spared of your corrupt deals. When there is evidence that you've stolen from the state, you also account for it. So, Kwame, I think, when it comes to accountability, is the proper thing to do in terms of good governance, apart from upholding the rule of law, transparency in Asifona. Accountability is very key. And people must be prepared to account for their stewardship. So, Kwame, respectfully and humbly, I think, you reckon Furiata to just come and cooperate with the OSP regarding the 5 issues. Or at least say, person investigating. You should just cooperate with them. Obianka say, Papa Iwako Yeska. Maybe Obianka say, almost as a senior mamu. And to the bra, the boy. Cooperate with them. At the end of the day, also Bana would have to a manimna. More explanation now. Why not here? That's Kwame. What I want you. Kwame, I don't think people should read meaning into it unnecessarily. Trying to assassinate the character of the OSP. And Kwame, it's very serious because of the gentleman and the officers resolve to fight corruption and make corruption very unattractive. Kwame, if I tell you the kind of shenanigans and Gobelian, Machiavellian, we say tactics via in Crawford starting here trying to discredit him, trying to destroy him. But you know what? It will not wash. We have all resolved that we should fight corruption. So when we have people, institutions that are prepared to fight corruption, let's support them. Kwame, I think that that is the best thing. That is the best thing we can do for this country to progress.
Now, my main shadi we say, we are 6 months into government by the NDC government, you know. Near my baby na akoso, and near my toe saying,
oh, Kwame, dollar about for me. Yeah. Kwame, I'm going to call for Bonnie Cruise, Gronungwa, everything be so quite Juma. And your Kwame Kruma Jumne and the Kankam Jumunkwa. Let me know you're calling them Domi. Ah, indeed, dollar about for me, and I see the gaining strength. So, you know, now, I mean, yes, it's good. I think, say, that one was an excellent move, and that you could trace, and I was happy the Bank of Ghana by say based on some policies of the previous administration, yes, Oma continue, Oma Shimukena, and a dollar no bar phone. But I am saying when it came to the issue of the energy sector levy, do one friend a doom so levy the 1%, no, and no man who say in Crawford, Bonyoso, and Kwame. Largely more faulty government for lack of consultation. And Kwame, I have always said this. Why is it that when you want to do something, you consult relevant stakeholders? Kwame, and I'm sad because see, majority of these ministers, we sit in the same lecture theater with them, and when we are arguing, we come to one conclusion. Is that anytime you want to implement a policy, push through a program, do stakeholder consultation. But it's sad that when they get such appointment opportunity to serve the country, I mean, they don't do that. They don't practice that. They don't put it in practice. For these OMCs to come, oh, man, consult here, consult here, and blah, 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 blah. So, Kwame, and the narrative also surrounding the 1%, one CD levy, you know. I have heard the finance minister saying, oh, and the president, that it will be used to sort out the energy sector challenges, right? Yes, the energy sector challenges, it will be used to sort it out. About Obisu Kase, oh, is to buy fuel. Bobby, into that, so this energy sector problem or challenges, we cannot address it once and for all. As if, Kwame, as if, sir, my observation is, sir, as if, sir, we have allowed governments, both NPP and NDC, to play Chaskele with energy sector. And Kwame, ECG is not doing well, yet we sit down and ECG is causing problems. We cannot take decisive steps, actions, mismanagement, revenue leakages there. Huh? You can go and apply for ECG meter. They will even come to check because, listen, they don't care. I'm a Ghana and you're So, you see, for me, the energy sector challenges or debts that we continue to incur as a country, majority is as a result of the inefficiencies, the mismanagement at ECG. The mismanagement at ECG. As if, say, Ghana 4, we have collectively agreed, say, ECG should cause us trouble. And we cannot stop that. We cannot let the heads roll at ECG. I think, sir, as a country, and citizens, as I say, my neighbor, we must hold our leaders to their feet, the feet of accountability. Now, Sikabia, Omubenyano, Omube using ye. Kwame, do you know one thing, funny thing? the two major political parties. And now political party be as a more company. Me ba my way, me ba my way, me ba my way. Come, government in your business be our. Government does no business. A taxi, budget, and no, and no money develop your mind. Or mine. To the extent, say, ahead of their projections, no, they go and borrow. They go to the bond market to go and borrow in anticipation, say, oh, we will tax people, we'll collect some tax and begin to sort it out. So, Kwame, if government does no business, and it's as a result of the 12 of myself and you, by way of tax, then listen, let's ensure value for money. That the purpose for which Omuji tax, no, army is used judiciously to the benefit of all. That is all that we are saying. That is why, Kwame, to tie it up with the issue of fighting corruption.
Me pacho me bo. Sa fuel asem na working. Say per liter of fuel na yesi entua 1 cedi. Kwadwo ponku makura be ye argument bi wa say. Obi ani wa okọ pump station na okọ a wase meto fuel 1 liter ana akoto abaako dabi. Water gallon. And the gallon just say na 4 cedis 50 pesos na dey to per gallon so. Yeah. And the argument in be so another leg of the argument in say ya ankasa no e kada ho. Ba me say kwete ya say ya mfa nkotua e ka no o. E ka ne de da ho na mum we no de ya agege no ye de soso ne de ato e fan o say de be ya do so
that is the contradiction, the confusion in terms of communication. Who are we to believe now? The president is saying, sir, yes, sir, please, it's a bitter pill. Let's swallow it to solve our ailments as a country regarding the energy sector issues. Now, me can say energy sector issues, no? Kwame, we've made it look as if, sir, young Ghana for you're signing agreement with governments, and I mean MPP and NDC, sir, they should come and use the energy sector for whatever. Kwame, I can tell you on authority, sir, the energy sector has become, a cash cow for some people. A cash cow. The inefficiencies and whatever, and that is what they take advantage of, to enrich themselves. Kwame, in the coming days, you will see what will happen. You will see what will happen in this country. Okay. You will see. You will hear it. It will come up. It will come within all government now, within government. Some appointees will not be happy as regarding what is happening with the way the energy sector is being played out. So if the president is telling Ghanaians, say you tighten your belts, we should bear with government, and the finance minister saying same, then we are hearing another leg of the explanation is to buy fuel. In the consider the better fuel, sir. Kwame, as Ghanaians, are we signing an agreement with government, sir? Energy sector, no, the inefficiencies, the mismanagement, the gross mismanagement on the part of ECG, we should allow this thing to fester. Kwame, I think, sir, when you talk about the government's 5 months in office, the dollar thing, the CD strength was a plus, but this one CD levy to some extent has eroded the gains. I'm telling you, because you know, sir, the effect of this one CD. Woko fruka, obi ko funny board here free. We say others only we say eba. All the better so better say kasikai blah 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 kasikai. You don't understand me. Now say CD again is strength. Say you can say spare pass for driver for and you be omu lorry fare ni niamaso kakra. And now I started we say abai. Say GPR to for about say masa man withdraw. Amasa will go on strike because we're not consulted. So Kwame, what I want to tell governments is this: they should prioritize consultation, stakeholder consultation, anytime they want to push through a policy. That is the best way to govern and to carry the people along. Because you see, as far as the dispensation is concerned, it's about the involvement of the citizens also helping to shape governance. Because you can't talk of you can't talk of the governance architecture without the participation of the citizenry. That is why, in the wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, as far as Niema Masa Oma decentralized governance, though to some extent that decentralization is not fully decentralized, because today the district assemblies still depend on central government for disbursement in Asefo. Which sometimes I also blame the district assemblies because they are not being innovative. They should just be innovative. They should come out with some ingenuity to rake in revenue in their respective jurisdiction. But they are not doing that. Kwame, we have said over and over, this house rent in Sensemi, so if they are paying rent, an assembly will not necessarily depend on central government. Maybe Obeba central government, then I think just to cushion them. So Kwame, I think policy makers should prioritize stakeholder consultation.
Mami na wasena mi senya mpamfama.
Kwame me da se. Nyamenka ho.
Onzo anka ho pa. Okay, 101.7 so ni owura Andy Kankam na ye ne no atwe kono. Okay, 101.7 so eni na enkomo wo ho modidi awia momra me kankan baako bi yesa media niska. Okay, 101.7 so eni and na ne ayi mo say say history
OKFM 101.7